Hello everybody, my name is Demon and welcome back to a brand new episode of Flash Review. Today we'll be covering the game Forbidden Arms, which was released in 6th of March this year, and is created by Godseed Studios and sponsored by GameAzing. So without further ado, let's begin. You can see here the sponsor, GameAzing, and of course the game studios, Godseed Games. This game has some sort of storyline behind it, where it attempts to explain how it came about the Forbidden Arms, hence the name of the game. Right, but if you're interested in the story, you can go check out the game. I will jump straight into the game. As you can see, I already have played through the game, 2 hours, and I've already completed the game. It's not that hard of a game. I am playing on the medium difficulty. I'm not sure how hard the hard difficulty is and how easy the easy difficulty is, but I think if you want a challenge, you can go ahead and try the hard difficulty. So let's start a new game on the medium difficulty. I really like the music of this game. It's nice music. Art style is pretty good. Cutscenes, they are occasionally a bit funny at times, but I still have to give credit to the developers for making a pretty well polished game. And of course all cutscenes are skippable if you're not that kind of person. And there's of course the tutorial, so let's run through the tutorial. It's a very detailed tutorial that covers everything you need to know about the game. So kudos to them for that. This game is pretty much a side-scrolling action game where you also hack and slash people, a bit like Dynasty Warriors, except in like side-scrolling style, as you can see. The unique thing about this game is the life meter and the blood pool meter, as they call it. As you can see, regain BP by bathing the blood of your enemies. Pretty much, I try to summarize the story. You have this forbidden blade that draws off demonic energy, and you have to kill enemies to store up more BP or blood pool. If not, you start draining your own life instead. As you can see, there are standard attacks, which is the standard left click. And of course there are also combos, which you unlock throughout the game. One combo being Pharaoh Swipe, as you can see. I actually swing my enemies up in the air. Like this. And there's also the air combo, which you can see if I fling the enemies up in the air. And let me try it again. There we go. I can actually cut them up in the air, and it's quite a nice amount of BP back. So there's a lot of clicking involved, as you can hear throughout the video. And it's pretty fun. Lots of hacking and slashing and decent amount of blood too if you're into that. And there's another brandish art, as you can see. You swing them in the air and do a ground slam. It's another pretty useful attack. If I'm not wrong, the higher you are in the air, the more damage you'll be dealing. So this game has a lot of combos. All the other attacks combo really smoothly together, and I really like that. Makes combat really engaging and fulfilling. As you can see, you can actually see the moves list in case you forgot what the moves are. As you can see, there's quite a lot of space, so there's almost 10 different combo attacks you can pull off, so it's pretty amazing, and they all can chain off each other, so kudos to them for that. And I like to demonstrate the fact that once your BP goes 0, you start draining your life. So try to keep your BP up at all times, it's very important. And of course casting spells drain your BP, and if you have no BP, you start draining off your life instead, which will kill you. But since this is the tutorial, you can't really die. Alright, let's finish off the tutorial. More cutscenes. As you can see, it's very interesting art style, but sometimes when it's animated it gets a bit funny. Here you can see the game is based into mission style, where there's different missions in each level. There's a total of 3 acts, and each act there's I think about 10 missions, and there's different types of missions. We will try to cover a few of them, if not all of them, throughout this video. First one is the kill count mission, which standard kill X enemies, which you should be very familiar with in RPG games if you play those. So let's just make quick work of these enemies. Pretty fun, and as you can see, you can actually get soul points, which is currency. And you all know what it means when it's currency. It means that upgrades. It's a pretty extensive upgrade system. You can and will probably reach full upgrades by the time you complete the game, which I have. And to be honest, the upgrade system interesting, but once you get full upgrades, it really makes the game quite easy. So maybe as a challenge, you could try complete the game with less upgrades or something like that. So that could always be an option for those of you who really like the challenge. And of course, there's the hard mode, which you could always try. And let's finish off the last few enemies here. As you can see, enemies do take quite a decent amount of beating, especially the later enemies, so get used to the clicking. You need it. One thing I don't like is the stage clear screen. It takes about 5 seconds before it finally clears you. So if only there's a skip button there, since every other cutscene has a skip button, but this one doesn't. See here are my stats. See my life pool and bloodlust pool, not blood pool, sorry about that. Your damage, crit chance, crit multiplier, soul points, relic I'll come to explain it later. Of course, if you ever need more help, you can always click the read tutorial, which can give you a tutorial on all the different screens. See, this is an upgrade screen. There's 3 main upgrades. One being Oversoul, which is all your sword abilities and anything to do with your sword. Transcendence being generally sword skills, fighting skills that you are capable of doing. And Sword Lore being the combos that you are able to pull off. So let's have a look. Under the Bloodlust Aura, here you can see there's a whole bunch of upgrades. Very detailed, just take your time to read through each of them. I won't go through all of them, but they will pretty much give you like increased stats, increased damage, for example, increased combos, crit chance. This is the combo one, it's currently unlocked at a later stage, as you can see. Soul Poacher, sorry, which allows you to get more currency and so on and so forth. Transcendence, you get general stats and several abilities, such as Wing Strike, which is the double jump. It just increases your damage, Life Force increases your health. And Sword Lore, you can see you can upgrade your base combo and some of those ability combos that you unlock later in the game. Down here are 4 more abilities that you eventually unlock in the game as you progress. So that's one good thing about this game. It really doesn't overwhelm you with a whole lot of stuff, and it slowly introduces you to the elements of the game. So I'll give it that much. Here you can see you can easily reassess the tutorial if you ever need to. And there's relics. Relics are pretty much power-ups that you can equip. The top row will pretty much stay on there forever until you change it. And the bottom row ones, as it says, it breaks every time you complete a mission, which means after every mission you have to go back in this screen to change it. Which in my opinion, it's just a waste of time because it's gonna be with you forever anyways. So you just have to spend another 5 seconds coming in here to click these upgrades. Of course, the bottom row ones are slightly more powerful. As you can see, this one revives you upon death, so it gives you double the amount of soul points, and this one triples your damage, whereas these are like heals you for about 1% when you're gathering soul orbs, 5% chance to insta kill, increased attack damage based on your combo, which I will explain later, and your brandish arts, which are those special skills that drain your BP. As you can see, it will not drain BP when your RP is full. Alright, so let's just go for the double soul points for now, and let's go on the next mission. See, this mission is the survival mode, which means you just have to survive for the stipulated time. It's interesting, to say the least. Although to be fair, they don't really have that many game modes. So eventually it gets a bit repetitive in the later games, but if you enjoy hack and slash, it's fun nonetheless. I enjoyed my 2 hours of it, and I'm quite sure you guys will too. Okay, that's about the combo. You gain combo for hitting enemies. If you get hit or you wait too long, your combo would disappear. So try to keep keeping your combo up gives you increased crit chance. So try your best to keep it up. You can also see the relic that you've chosen down here in the corner, and on the bottom right you can see the number of kills you've gotten if you're not running an exterminate mission. This is quite important because the way your sword works is you will gain more damage the more kills you've obtained so far. Of course, there's upgrades to increase the maximum amount of damage you get, you can reach, and of course your base starting damage. See, my current damage is 3 to 20, so for every enemy I kill, I gain 1 extra damage. If you go to Transcendence, upgrading Blade Core increases the starting damage, so that's one option for you. What I recommend is going for the double jump because mobility is always good. Upping your health and BP is not that important at the start, and in damage you might want a little bit. And you also want Soul Poacher, which increases the amount of souls you get, which is always great. And the other upgrades, just look through them and see which one tickles your fancy. They are pretty good. If you love using your abilities, you can just always upgrade your abilities. As you can see, upgrading them increases their damage and decreases the amount of VP it costs. Your standard sword combo is just a standard sword combo. Lets you spam more. Let's go on to the next mission. See, this mission type should be a travel mission, or journeying mission as they call it. Pretty much objective is to get to the other end of the map. In the later levels there'll be these things called snake totems, I believe. They will block your path and you have to destroy them before you can progress. So that's the catch for this level. If not, as you can see, you can just easily keep walking forward and you eventually reach the end. Of course, you still have to hit enemies once in a while to keep your BP up so you don't just die from doing absolutely nothing. And eventually you reach the end. Oh, and also as you can see, my relic is broken because I forgot to select it. So I really don't see why they had the idea of requiring you to reselect the relic when it's always available to you. So that's the downside. Alright, let's get more upgrades. I would like to get Impact Bliss, Sharpen Lust, more that. Oops, wrong one. No refunds, but to be honest, you won't really need them. Let's get more combos. And of course, there's always the option screen if you want, that you can save your game, so you don't need to play through this game in one sitting. Or just lets you switch your difficulty. Audio settings, cutscenes if you want to rewatch them, credits, and tips if you ever need them. Here's the cutscenes in between each missions to show you, kind of introduce you to new enemies and occasionally new abilities. As you can see, there's a new enemy type. It also throws shurikens at you. Most projectiles in this game can be blocked by just attacking them. See if you can get one and throw the shuriken at me. And yeah, you can break projectiles, as you can see that. So generally by just spamming your attacks, you should be able to block most of the projectiles. Of course, you might want to have to dodge some of them if in the later levels there's quite a large number of enemies and large number of projectiles. So it's not completely skillless. You do need to actually watch out. So there's that. Again, the stage clear takes forever, and it would be great if they just made it faster or skippable. Right, and now you can see you can get our stats, for those who are interested in stats. Distance is measured in kilopixels, and it of course measures the mouse clicks. You will know that this game will take a lot of mouse clicks, so if you don't want your mouse to break, I don't suggest playing this. Or at least get a cheaper mouse. So let's see if we can get a new mission type. I don't believe there's any more mission types. Right now we're just simply learning more abilities and probably get introduced to new enemies. See, here's a new ability, kind of like a slash dash kind of skill. And Savage Fang, we call it. And you cast it by pressing your S and then pressing D and holding down your button. And you get this pretty cool wolf slash and that's background sound. I don't really like this ability since it takes a while to charge, and in later levels there's just so many enemies on the screen that you really don't have the time to charge it. You can cast it without charging it, but as you can see right there, it just trusts enemies in front of you, but you're just better off slashing like this. And you can also pull off the air combos, which is great for regaining BP and also dodging shurikens like that. And as you can see, the jump attack will deal more damage if you're high up in the air, just compared to down here. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. See, getting more upgrades. You can see since we unlocked a new skill, we get access to more upgrades as the game goes by. Alright, let's try to reach the boss. At the end of every act, there will be a boss. And yes, missions are replayable, so if you want to farm or grind, if you feel it's too difficult, maybe in the harder game, the hardest difficulty, you might need to grind before going into the later levels, but I'm not really sure. Here you can get introduced to another enemy type, green colored ninja. Most enemies in this game are kind of color coded, so it's quite easy to tell. And they also have several different models that's spider enemy you see later on in the game, so there's that. See the screen slowly getting saturated with more and more shurikens as the game goes on and more difficult enemies get introduced. So by the time you reach like Act 3, it pretty much becomes a massive hack and slash, a bit like Dynasty Warriors, where it's like 1 versus like 100. So in this game, if I'm not wrong, max enemies on the screen is about 20 at the later levels. So no worries about your comp lagging out, since they really do limit the number of enemies on the screen. And the graphics, it's pretty simple and it looks really good too, so shouldn't drain your computer that much. One thing you can do in the loading screen is continue chopping up your enemies, as you can see right there, if you really wanted to. So let's keep going and try to fight the first boss. Just upgrade my damage a little bit. As you can see, you get access to another ability to attack while sliding. I just like to upgrade my damage and also reduce the amount of drain, because that's always good. Let's see, next mission. See more enemies, as you can see. The cutscenes are pretty good at, but as I said, it looks a bit strange. As you can see, the arms were like wobbling around there. It's quite funny if you ask me. Here you can see we get access to a new ability, a targeted ability this time, if I'm not wrong. Soul Tempest, yes, quite the fun ability. As you can see, there are these 4 circles down here, which means there are 4 skills that can use that's used on cooldown, and they also cost BP to cast, but they are also limited by cooldown, unlike the other skills that you see so far that uses the S button. So as you can see, it's actually this new skill is aimed by the mouse, and you can actually cast in the direction that you want to. And this skill is great for blocking projectiles. Sorry about that background noise, it's my messenger popping up. I'll mute it next time. So sorry about that. Let's just finish it up. Just a little bit more, then, and we're done. Another thing I don't like is the kind of go button that they're showing you down there. It's kind of obvious where you're supposed to go. They don't need to show it to you. Doesn't block that much of the screen, but yeah. So I think I'll leave the boss up to you to discover. The bosses in this game are somewhat challenging. Took me a few tries to get through all it. The first two bosses. The third boss, once you're maxed out, it's pretty much a joke. So they do have attack patterns. You have to learn the attack patterns and dodge those. And I really enjoyed the boss fights. So, and if you notice here, there's one special mission. This is the survival mission. So pretty much end the survivor. Play as long as you can. This game is available on Kongregate, as you can see. There's achievements to be earned. I've achieved most of them. The last one is reaching 1000 kills in Survivor, which I haven't gotten yet. But shouldn't be too hard once you have maxed out everything. So once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please rate, comment, leave constructive feedback please. No hate, no trolls. And if you want to play this game, I've linked it in the description down below. And as always, have fun.